Let me turn this volume down. Yeah, I was just checking in, bro. I was
I
uh
appreciate you checking in.
I was gonna come through the other day, but I was learning from the conversation more than anything. Do you get what I'm
I was
saying?
gonna
I ain't
say you
really.
should have came on. The guy I had on, Tony. He's an interesting guy. He's a nomad. He just travels around and just lives out of his trailer. He just travels the country all the time. Him and his wife. He's
Okay.
got an interesting lifestyle.
Yeah, that's interesting, especially if you can find a wife or a significant other to you know do that with. I find that highly interesting.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they find a balance with it. Because he would rather just be sleeping on a cot like outside, and she likes a little more luxury. So that's why they got a trailer. So there's a little compromise there too, just like everybody else.
yeah, that's always the case. She likes a little bit more luxury.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them the box of chocolates, box of
Right.
chocolates.
I mean, usually the girls are done with it at the point of okay, we're gonna poop outside now.
Yeah,
That's usually where you lose them.
well, in this day and age, it wasn't
Yeah,
like that before. But yeah, yeah, they need that bit of comfort. You get what I'm saying? And provides a bit of balance. So it's like, why not?
yeah. I don't know. I enjoy it just because like when I'm cooking stuff outside or when I'm doing something outside, I feel a lot more accomplished. Like there's something about like working all day and then cooking yourself some food over a fire. That's just like oh, this just tastes better because of the process. Like maybe it's all
So,
psychological and that's fine, but I
so
still enjoy it.
what kind of food?
I'll do like steak, asparagus, potatoes. I don't know anything easy to bring with me to cook over the fire. You can either do it in tin foil, like if you're just doing steak and potatoes or something. You can just shove it all in tin foil and place it inside the fire, and just take it out when you're ready. Just eat it right out of the tin foil. You don't even have to have a bowl or anything.
That's interesting. I
How about?
I was like a chef, like in my other life.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I'm real interested in food, um,
I
processes
love
and all.
outdoor. I love outdoor cooking. There's so much. There's so many different ways you can cook. I usually bring a skillet with me, just to have something to cook on and treat it like a stove. But yeah, there's 100 little hacks that you can do to cook stuff over the fire. Yeah, I've seen people do frozen pizzas. I don't even know how I can't do frozen pizzas. I think that's hard to do. Homemade
Yeah,
popcorn's always good on the fire. Oh man, yeah.
yeah,
As long as you got a little cooking oil, you can do about anything.
yeah, you get real inventive. Yeah, but is it the more you know about all that stuff, the better you are and the healthier you'll be.
Yeah,
Especially if you've got family, friends, and all the rest of it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
and
real.
knowing what you're putting into your body, and yeah,
Mm, yeah, it could get real scientific, chemistry and all that shit. If you get real clever with it, make something
and
pretty.
well, and it just it doesn't even have to be. You don't have to be an expert in weight loss or anything. You just have to know your own body because everybody's body is so different. It's just like if you can figure yourself out, you're a step ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I've never really had a problem with well, I had one. There was one time I had a problem with weight, but I appreciated it because when people have weight issues and stuff like that, I can appreciate how hard it is to get that stuff off. But do you get what I mean? Oh,
Very
you
good.
know,
Um, what do you think? Do you think the societal pressures of staying in shape is a good thing? Like, do you think it's a motivator, or do you think it's something that puts you in a depression and doesn't make you want to lose weight? Like, how do you take the societal standard of how you should look, like as a man, and like what's considered obese and stuff like that? Like, does any of that concern you?
yeah, every day. I mean, it doesn't worry me, but it's a concern. Um, but in the realm I work with, I sort of understand um the dichotomy of what that's all about. I mean, the government really wants you to live as long as possible. You get what I'm saying? So, you
Yeah.
know, at the end of the
Well,
day,
to a balance, I feel like the government doesn't necessarily want you to live as long as possible. Like companies are happy to get you hooked on a product, but I mean, some companies are legal drug dealers. They don't care if you die taking their product. They're going to keep selling it. Like there's a lot of big killers
yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
world.
I was speaking to someone else about this earlier about that. There was a Netflix video film or whatever called Farmer or something. It's about the oxy side. I don't know. It's like a drug or something.
Okay.
One of these pharmaceutical companies, big in America. But I do like let's go back. I do think there is something in the government wanting us to live as long as possible because as you know, if you go back to how it works out, if you don't have your society paying taxes, then that's their main source of revenue, really. So it's in everyone's, well, I wouldn't say everyone's, but I'd say it's in their best interest to push out narratives to keep you healthy and make you try to understand how to be healthy and stay in shape, i.e. the BMI index and all the rest of it. You know, because you know someone had to pay or you know get that authorized, right? To say, oh, you're supposed to be this height. If you're this height, you're supposed to be this shape. You're supposed to be this size, whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a level to it, but I think some people are just built in a certain type of way anyway. And some people just find it harder to be in
Oh
a
yeah,
certain,
some people are lucky
certain.
and just have great metabolism, and oh yeah, sometimes it's just perfect genes.
Yeah,
You get that.
metabolism can be a bitch as well. Like, so if you
Oh
got like
yeah, especially when you get used to it and it goes away.
yeah, when you're you need to, like the other day for example, my energy was just so low and my body was just calling out for some oranges. I just had to, like, I don't know what it was. I had a binge on fruit. It was just crazy. I was like bananas, oranges, grapes. I don't know. Maybe I was eating too much steaks. I don't know what was going on because I like my
I get that
steaks.
way sometimes. That's not too crazy. My brother used to do that with pineapple all the time. Every once in a while, he would just have like this crazy craving for pineapple, and he'd eat a whole pineapple. Go to the store, buy
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
that's what I'm
everybody's got
like.
their fruit cravings.
I can't
Mine's
control it.
probably blueberries. I'll eat a whole tin of blueberries or something.
Yeah, blueberries are supposed. They're supposed to be a superfruit. Um, very good for you. And yeah, there's a lot of shit we don't tap into because you know most of the stuff that we tap into is commercial. And, you know they get to the convenience, whatever convenience store that's near to you. But you know, unless you could get to a specialist outlet, then it's a problem. You know, it's costly. So you know, especially in our day and age. So yeah,
Yeah, for
but
me, here's where we differ. I think the biggest governments in the world and the people that run the world would like more depopulation. They don't want as many people. I don't think they're worried about who survives and who doesn't. I think
yeah,
that's why they've got us on horrible foods. That's why they got us addicted to fast food. That's why they got us addicted to pharma drugs. I feel like there's 100 things I could point to that would show me why I think depopulation is like being attempted by these higher up people. But I just think when it comes to food, when it comes to anything, they just want you addicted to their product. They don't care if you live long enough. They just want you to, as long as you're alive, they want you buying their stuff. That's what keeps the 1% in the 1%, and the peons buying stuff from them. They call us like what do they call us? Breeders or breeders and eaters. Like they have like different classifications for people that I don't feel like they care about. I
no,
mean,
that's a real
I
good
could be
point.
wrong,
No, you're
but
not.
the filthy
I
the
don't.
filthy rich could care less what we're up to, as long as we're buying their shit.
Yeah, I think no, that's a real good point. I think you're right in terms of but I think that that's a generation that's dying out. That you know those people who did that, that now we're watching documentaries about. This is one I pointed out. Um what's that drug that I'm talking about? There's
You're
now
probably
we've
talking about
got,
OxyContin. There's
yeah,
a
yeah,
bunch of
that's
them.
that was it. That was it. That dude who done that, and he that was like he was like second generation or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's some deep shit, and it's not the only one. I mean, there was a thing about
It got to a
bees.
point in Florida where Florida specifically was putting out more OxyContin than every other state combined.
Right.
Like just writing prescriptions to people for it. Like the opioid crisis got so crazy, and that was before they started running stuff over the border. Like it was crazy when our government started like giving it out to people. Basically, I mean, they're highly addictive drugs, and they just got pushed because they did know the pain, but they didn't care how you got off of it. And that's where they want these pharmaceutical companies to hold a little bit more responsibility when it comes to it.
A little bit
It's
more.
not.
Jesus
Oh yeah,
Christ.
because I mean, think about it. Like I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this. Pfizer just got it's not the Medal of Honor. What is it called? The Nobel.
Peace
Gosh,
Prize.
I don't know if
Nobel
it's the
Peace.
Peace
No,
Prize. What is it called for like the invention of the year or whatever, or
I don't
the
know that
something
one.
of the year? I can't remember what it's called. It might be the Nobel Peace Prize, but I don't think that's it because I don't think it was like somebody caused peace. It was like a great invention or a great medicine that they come up with or something like that. But Pfizer basically got it for their vaccine. I can't remember the term right now. If anybody's in the chat,
Probably
let me
some
know.
sort of honor or something.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
it's
cover. I'm gonna cover this, by the way.
it's
I'm gonna.
weird because it's weird because what's it called? Horse dewormer or whatever, ivermectin or whatever it's called, that got the same award before, and they vilified it as horse medicine. We used to give that to all people that came into the country that were immigrants. And it was just it's just like a deworming thing that we have, and it kills viruses. And when people were using it during COVID, they were like throwing it under the bus when it had gotten the same award that Pfizer just got for their vaccine. Um, and like if you look at the lawsuits behind Pfizer, they're constantly in lawsuits because of what their drugs do to people, and now they're getting awarded for it. And I would say the majority of their past are all failures. Like it's insane the kind of like stuff that we're pumping into people. I uh I wish everybody had the best health that they could. That's all I wish on everybody. But there's going to be I think a large portion of society that are going to be affected by this, and because we're still learning stuff about it. Russell Brand just dropped a info on this and start talking about is it neocarditis?
He's getting blasted at the moment. Do you know
Oh
that?
yeah, he's getting super blasted, but he's doing it for free on YouTube now because I don't think he's monetized down there because was it the somebody in
They
Canada wrote fucking YouTube and they wrote Rumble and all these other people to try to get him demonetized. And I'm like,
Yep.
the fuck is going on? Like they just want to
Like
take away his money because he's got a
he
voice that people are listening to.
he
They
was
do it all
getting
the
it.
time.
Yep, he was getting it from the beginning. Like it's just like Jim Carrey. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when
You couldn't pick a guy with a darker past, and he'll be the first one to tell you, yeah. When I was
Mhm.
younger, I was in the shit. I was doing fucking heroin. I was a fucking crazy dude. I
Right,
was a sex addict, and like
Samuel
he's admitted
like
all of
Samuel
this
L.
shit.
Jackson. Do you get what I'm saying? Yo, we're
I mean,
artists, man. What's up with these people? It's just when they want to like
I
be
think I think all
they want to
artists,
call.
I think all artists and like comedians and stuff like that, I think they all have a traumatic past, and that's what makes their
Yeah.
story so interesting. I
Well,
think
that's
there's
exactly.
some trauma there.
But I think they're trying to cut that out because they're trying to put forward like a bunch of robots, like for the future. To get what I'm saying, just like, listen to me. But in
That's how it is, though. Like to not be canceled, you would almost have to be Jesus, because the way they're going into people's past and getting them for stuff that they haven't talked about or done in over 20 years. Like
so
they're doing it with comedians, they're doing it with actors and actresses. Just wild.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think they're allowing us to have this space on YouTube just to get us out of the way? Like,
Oh no, I just think it. I think the space on YouTube is given to you for a period of time, and it's just to kind of monitor you. I was reading this about Gmail the other day. I don't know if it was you I talked to about it or somebody else, but apparently, like, say you were going to write a message in Gmail, and you didn't send it. You just wrote it out and you're like, no, I'm not gonna send that. They record all of that. They keep even the stuff you don't send.
Yeah.
But like it's wild to monitor monitoring they're doing. So with that being said, it's probably the same data that's collected on YouTube. It's all the same company.
I used to
They're a
do the
data
same shit.
collection company.
I
Yeah.
used to I built I built a couple of programs for a couple of companies. So like knowing the back end of stuff, the data collection, how that all works, and the databases you use, and tapping into algorithms and behavior and all the rest of it. Like that's why I'm kind of cautious in what I do, but at the same time sometimes I'm just like, oh fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can't really get away from it if you're trying to be human.
I think
Um,
there's a balance to it. Like people used to get all up in arms. They'd be like, I don't want Facebook using any of my photos. All right, you're on a free platform where you didn't read any of the fine print. You just wanted to make a Facebook. They
yeah,
told you in the fine print that anything you uploaded on their platform is theirs to use, and I
and
guarantee you agreed to it.
I think the misconception is that everything's for free. Everyone likes something for
Yeah,
free, and it's
right.
like, okay, you put your profile up on Facebook, and that what did it, that last time I checked, I don't know, I'm kind of old, but the last time I checked, it was like $12 a page. Like, so if you sort of look at their business model in
For
terms
what?
of for
For
Facebook,
what?
every time someone pulls up a profile on Facebook, they get like $12. So like if you sort of like do the calculations in terms of their revenue stream, just based on profiles, not advertising, you can start to see their revenue and how they operate. But we don't want to have these conversations. It's the same thing with every
Oh
other
no, I love these conversations. These are my favorite conversations.
yo
I was
my
listening to a CIA agent the other day talk about this, and he was
right.
like, "Remember back when like you could take your batteries out of your phone?" He goes, "Why do you think all of a sudden the batteries aren't removable on phones? Why is it that when you think you shut down your phone that they're not still listening to you?
Hmm.
All of this is still happening. Like
do
people
you
have
do
gotten to
you
a point where they just don't get like everything's being surveyed. Like if you thought about how many cameras were in your house that could be turned on at any time by
Yep.
other people.
That's why I don't play, because I know they're watching me. It's like it's not a joke. If I don't even want to say some crazy stuff, but at the same time, you know, if you got to get to a point. Do you know what
What's
the
going
first?
on, Casey?
Yeah, salute.
Sorry, I gotta feed my rabbit at the same time.
What kind of rabbits you got?
Um, it's a mixture between a lop and I think an English giant.
That's my first pet, bro. What are you feeding them? Do you do natural feeds, or do you do shop bought feeds?
Do I do what?
Do you do natural feeds or shop bought feeds? Like in terms of feeding your rabbit? Because when I had my first rabbit, I just used to almost forage, because they like those. There was this white plant that they
Yeah.
that that they liked. I don't know what it's called, but it's something
So
I'll probably get my daughter into.
I'm a landscaper, so most of the time he gets free picking in the summer and in the spring. I give him most of the time I bring him back burning bush and willow. That's probably his two favorites
Hmm.
for the rabbit for when it comes to like foraging stuff. Like that's kind of his favorite stuff. And I'll get like a bunch of long branches of willow and kind of weave them together, like three of them together. Just keep weaving them tighter and tighter, and then he'll chew on that for fucking years. But you just gotta constantly give him something to chew on. I also have a lot of I also keep a lot of hay and compressed hay blocks because hay blocks are good for them to gnaw on. It's all natural food. Everything he has is natural. Like he likes to have we'll give him some sweets every once in a while, like strawberries and blueberries and
Where'd you get that
um.
stuff from? Like strawberries and blueberries? Is that from the shop, or is it like?
Oh
Do
no,
you have any?
I just grow it.
You grow it?
Most of our veggies we grow.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah, 100%. I've got kale growing
Wow.
behind. I got kale growing behind me. Everything like we try to grow all of our own stuff if we can. The only thing we like, and I wish I didn't have to buy so much meat from stores. Like there are butchers, but it's well, there's farmers
Is
that
it
you can
dying
buy like a
trade?
half a cow or a half a pig,